welcome to angles. Sorry for the video quality this week. Alright, so first let's start with the definition. Angles are the space between the lines that meet at a point, and that point is called the vertex. So here's an angle, this is the vertex, this is a leg, and that's a leg. So the important things to know about angles, the first one is naming angles. So we need to know how to call this thing. So the top angle is called angle B. The vertex is if you just want to name it with one letter, you can call it by the vertex, so it's angle B. Sometimes we need to name it by all three angles. We'll see more examples of that in different videos. But right now, what's important to know is that the vertex has to be in the middle. So it has to be ABC or it has to be CBA. That's our angle, because if you're going to draw it without lifting your pencil, that's the order you go in. That bottom angle, the points are exactly the same, so see, A is on top, A is on top, C is on the bottom, right under A, and then B is over here. So same points, but this time if I call it angle ACB, that means that C is the vertex. So I went ACB, or I went BCA. So this is a totally different angle depending on how these letters are going. So make sure you get your letters in the right order. Alright, the next thing is some nomenclature stuff. Angle A, if you see it written like this, this means angle A, that's how you read it, and it's talking about the shape, the actual angle. If you see this with a little m, that means the measure of angle A, so that's how you read it, and it's talking about how big that angle is. So the measure of angle A is a number, and angle A is a shape. And this is how we would write for angle A, 60 degrees, so the measure of angle A equals 60 degrees. There are 3 types of angles. Actually 4 types. The first is acute. Acute is between 0 and 90 degrees. It looks like this. A right angle is 90 degrees. Looks like that. We use a little box to denote a right angle. An obtuse angle is between 90 and 180 degrees. And if we have an angle that's exactly 180 degrees, we call it a straight angle. And we're going to use those in class. That's why I'm telling you. Alright, the next thing, if we have pairs of angles, we can have complementary angles. If their measures add to 90 degrees, they're complementary. And notice that it's an E here. Oh, sorry, here. This is an E. If you're giving somebody a compliment, that's an I. If you're talking about complementary angles, it's an E, because they complement each other. Supplementary angles are 2 angles that whose measures add to 180 degrees. Notice they don't have to be beside each other. They could be, but they don't have to actually be touching to be supplementary. Same thing with complementary. Alright. If they are touching, then we've got what we call a linear pair. So linear, it's like a line, which means we have a straight angle, so it's got 180 degrees. And then pair means that we have 2 angles. So a linear pair is 2 adjacent angles that are supplementary, like this. So the measure of angle 1, this one, plus the measure of angle 2. We don't know what those measures are, but we know together they equal 180 because these are a linear pair, because this is 180 degrees. It's a straight line. Alright, and the last thing is vertical angles. The name's a little bit misleading for this, so pay careful attention to the example. So vertical angles are a pair of opposite angles, meaning they're not adjacent, they're not side by side, and they have to be formed by 2 lines that intersect, so we can't just have 4 line segments. So 1 and 3 are vertical angles, and 4 and 2 are vertical angles, even though you would think of they're more horizontal because they're this way, but they still get called vertical angles. And that is it for our video.